Welcome to Coventry. It's not really the sign that you want to see, is it? How are we doing, guys? We are in Coventry for 10 days. We're starting things off with the £560 Day 1A of the UKPL main event. First up, one of the first hands in the first orbit. We've got pocket fives, black fives in the big blind. 30k at 100, 100, 100. Small blind opens to 300, and I call in the big blind. The flop is 566, 700 in there. He bets 600. I'm like, all right then. I call. He checks the turn, unfortunately. 1900 in there. I decide to pretty much pot it, but 1700, and he calls. River 10 of hearts, pretty good river. I'm definitely just going to be overbetting when I'm unblocking his calling range here, hoping he has an ace. Don't think he does it often, but whatever. I'm still going to bet big. It's a bit of a recreational looking like kind of guy as well. He checks about 7200 into 5600, and unfortunately he does tank fold. So we're up a little bit on the start, but we want to really have those boats later on, ideally. Right, so we've got Queen 10 of clubs, 32k at 100, 200. Low jack limps, high jack limps. I call in the small blind, the big blind checks. Flop is Queen 7-5 with two clubs, 7-5 of clubs, Queen of spades. 1000 in there, I check, the big blind checks. Low jack bets 500, the high jack calls, and I call as well, the big blind folds. Through race to a turn, which is 10 of spades, so double flush draw, I have top two pair. Checks through, unfortunately, probably just going to be pure check rating that turn. River's the 8 of clubs, I bet 1900 into 2500, and the low jack like pretty much clicks me to 4k, and they're like wondering whether I ever beat anything. I don't think I should, but given where we are and you know what level of the tournament is and the kind of players that are here, I think I just always have to call. They could just be doing something dusty, or they could have like a worse two pair. And he does have a worse two pair on this occasion. He has Queen 8, so we do win that one. Up to 35k. Queen 10 off again. Queen of spades, 10 of diamonds. 35k at 300, 600. Under the gun opens to 1500. Who looks like a reg maybe. The cut-off calls, and I call the big blind. Jack 10-3 with two spades and a club. So I have the Queen of spades. 5400 in there, I check. Under the gun bets 2k, I'm already like, nah. Cut-off calls, I think I have to call, but like, maybe we can fold. I think with without Queen of spades, probably folding. I call. Turn the 4 hearts and everyone checks. I'm like, okay. And the river's the 6 of diamonds. I check, and the low jack bets less than half pot, like 40% pot, 4500. A little bit less than 40% pot. Cut-off folds, and I'm like, nah. He could be going for a cheap one. I expect a lot of his very good hands to bet the turn. Considered check raising because I don't think he ever has like any good hands here, but like I think my hand's just a bit too good for that, a bit too good to fold. So I decided to just call and lose instead to Jack 8 of hearts. So we're down to like dust, and then we get Jack 10 of spades under the gun, 22k at 300, 600. Under the gun to 1400. The low jack calls, the button calls, and the big blind calls. It's Jack 10-8 with 3 diamonds. Big blind checks, I check, although maybe I should bet. Then the low jack fires huge for 4500 into 6500. Folds to me, and I'm like, I have no idea what to do, but I don't think shoving can be bad, although I'm expecting to get snapped off and lose a lot. But maybe he can just have a king queen off with a diamond, or like ace queen off with a diamond, or something like that. I think it's very plausible. So I shove, he calls us Jack 9 of clubs, and we hold. 8 of hearts, 3 of hearts, and after that, it's been pretty annoying. I was up to like 45k, and now I think I've got like just over 30k, just over starting stack going to level 7, which is 501, so I've got 30 bigs. I haven't won a pot since then, so it's been unfortunate, but I'm sure something will come along, guys. I'm feeling optimistic. We have got 6 minutes to the break. I haven't pissed yet, so I'm going to go and do that, and then I'll probably dust it all off. See you in a bit. Well, that was, it started fun, and then I pretty much folded for the rest of it. Everyone was just doing it off, and I got moved, and everyone just started doing it off, and I just never had anything, so I blinded down quite a bit. But we had some fun hands before that. There's about 20 left, and late reg is just closing, so we need a spin. But a couple of interesting things happened. At ace 10 of hearts, 31k when I came back. 500, 1000. I opened to 2200 on the button. The big blind, who I didn't actually see was short, shoves 11,200, which is 11 bigs, and I'm just like, okay, fine, cool. He somehow got queens, but we somehow get there on the river. There was 987 flop, and then ace of spades river. So that was a good start. We're up to 45k, and I was like, okay, here we go. Kings, picking up the kings at 500, 1000. Under the gun limps, which hasn't happened yet. I make it 4100, like next to ag, low jack, I believe. High jack just calls. Who's like a bit of a splashy guy, but he's been playing quite a few hands. And then other geezer folds. Ace 10 deuce, 2 spades, and a club. I mean, it's annoying, but I'm just going to c-bet. So we c-bet for 2,900 into 11,700, and he calls. Turns to 6 of spades, so I check, and he checks back. And the river is about as good as it's going to get, really. Ace of clubs. He probably should be peeling all of his 10x on the flop. he could even have something like jacks. I don't think he ever has a flush or like better than that, because I think he always bets the turn. So like, or even something like ace queen. He definitely could have something like ace queen. I decided there's enough like 10x kind of shit in his range for me to go ahead and block. I block very small as well, 2100 into 17,500, and he just like just over 10% or something. And he very quickly, not very quickly, but he calls and he mucks. So I assume he had some sort of 10 or something like that. We're coming into probably the last like four or so levels. Played down to 15% of the field, so probably about 5 players, and there's about 20 left. So yeah, we're going to need some luck, but if not, we'll come back tomorrow and do it all again. So let's see what we can make happen. Well guys, we've survived another 3 levels. It's now 1 in the morning. It's getting late and it doesn't look like it's going to end. 13 left, 8 go through to day 2 and in the money. Reminds me of Edinburgh when we went so fucking late. It was like 4 in the morning when we finished. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but we will see. A few hands to talk about. First up, we get an open to 4.5 from under the gun, a call from like low jack or high jack. I am on the button with ace jack offsuit and I shove, and this is what happens. I am not in good shape. Oh, well, that's really actually quite surprising. We have got ace jack against the old 10 balls. Dealer, if you wouldn't mind, if you could be so kind. I'm not very good at these, by the way.
It's true. I don't think I've ever seen.
It's never happened before.
Yeah.
I got the ace of spades. No, dealer.
Usually lose left on the 6 of diamonds on the 10.
Oh,
hello, Barry.
Moaned it in.
I didn't actually moan that much, but this might be the first. I might have to delete that.
Yeah, you won't get any views.
Exactly. That's anti-narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, the undergun player rejams, he has 10s, and we get there on the river with the Barry. Love to see it. So we're up to 80k at 1,000, 2,000 at this point, so pretty solid. We have king of hearts, 9 of clubs. The small blind makes it 6k, 3x, and I'm in the big blind and I call. King of hearts, 9 of clubs. Ace, king, 4, rainbow, 14,000 in there. He bets 4k and I call, pretty simple. Turns a 5 of spades, 22,000 in there, and he checks and I check behind. And the river's the ace of clubs, pretty good card. He checks, I'm gonna bet, like half pot or slightly bigger maybe. But he bets half pot himself, and I don't even think about it, I just snap call. Maybe I should think about it, but I just don't think there's any way I can fold this hand in this spot. So I just snap call and he shows me ace 7, so we do lose that one. And we're back down to 55k at 1,000, 2,000. We open queen 10 of hearts in the low jack to 4k. Small blind, who is a bit of a whopper, calls, and the big blind calls as well, who's a reg. It's jack 9, 7, 2 spades in a club, 18,000 in there. It checks to me and I decide to check back. I really, really don't want to get check raised here, and I think there are a lot of hands in the small blind and big blind calling range that do want to check raise here. There's some 2 pairs, there's some like 10 ace, there's some straights. We want to realise our equity here, I think. Anyway, talking about realising equity, it's the king of ding fucking ding on the turn. Checks to me again, this time obviously we're betting. I bet 10,500 into 18,000, and I get snap check raised by the small blind semi-wop to 35,000. I only have like 50k left at this point, so I just don't really mess around, just pretty quickly stick it in. He really quickly calls. He has a king 9 for 2 pair, and the river is... You can see there we do hold 7 on the river, and we are at 110k when we have king 10 of hearts in the next orbit, and we open under the gun again. It's at 1,500, 3,000, and we open under the gun to 6k, and the button, who is a reg, calls off of 250k. It's 10, 8, 4, 2 spades and a heart. Now, because I don't know much about tournament theory, I just stick to cash game theory. Even though it's probably completely wrong at the stack depths, I decided to just check my whole range here. He bets 6k, which is pretty small, into 27, and I just call. I think you could check raise here to protect, but I've got the backdoor hearts, I've got the overcard still. I think I'm okay to just call. 4 of clubs turn, really good turn. I'm doing my bollocks here. Basically, if he wants to riffle it off, he's going to get my money. Check, and he checks back. The river's another 10 of clubs, so it's an amazing river. I go for the check. I have a lot of dust in my range here. I have a lot of like ace jack, you know, ace king, ace queen, maybe even some like king jack and stuff like that, backdoor stuff, queen jack. So I just want to check here and let him do his thing. He's also going to be value betting here, I think, really thin. I don't think he bets like ace high on the flop that much, so I think he's going to value bet like all of his like weak pairs here, thinking I have a lot of ace high, which I do. I have a lot of ace high here, which is why I wanted to check this hand. It takes quite a long time, then ends up checking and announcing ace high, which I was really pissed off about. I thought he might stick it in my eye, and I was really excited about it. but unfortunately no dice. That's about where we are. In terms of the situation now, we're going back to 2K, 4K. I have 110K after folding for about half an hour at the end there, nothing really to do. We are 13 left, 8 go through, so 5 to go. The average stack is 120K, I have 110, and no one's gone out for a while, and no one's really short, so it's anyone's game. We can't fold to the money. We're going to have to make a move and hope, well, not make a move, but like pick our spots and battle. So we're going to go back now. This should be the final session, and I will let you know how it goes, and hopefully it's not fucking 4 in the morning. See you in a bit. Well guys, back-to-back cashes in UKPL. Who would have thought it? I am feeling really, really good about this. I think I played fine. I think I played pretty good. A few hands to talk about, and then we'll talk about a little bit more about overall what's going on. So first hand back, I'm in the big blind, because I was under the gun the last hand before the break. That's how this game works, guys. Sorry, it's fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm shagged. So ace of clubs, jack of hearts in the big blind. Low jack opens to 8K, who's a reg. Hijack calls 8K, who's the like semi-whopper. And I call in the big blind. Ace of clubs, jack of hearts. I don't think we want to squeeze this. 6, 7, 4 with 2 clubs, 6, 7 of clubs. I consider donking and then decide not to donk. I think it's a really good board for me to donk on, but then you've got the imposition caller as well, so it's like a little bit dicier. Probably do more donking when it's heads up, almost certainly. All good, I decided to check. It does check through to the 8 of hearts. So I have the ace of clubs and the jack of hearts and this double flush draw, and I have both a club and a heart. So I decided to start betting here with the idea of hopefully getting it through on the turn, even for a small size. I use a small size because I want to bet like some 2 pairs, I want to bet all my straights, and then some flush draws as well, that want to just bet and get it through. The reg calls and the other guy gets out of the way, which is kind of my best hope, because the guy in the position's most likely to have straights. Anyway, my plan is to just rifle club and heart and then give up everything else. River's the queen of clubs, I have the ace of clubs. I think my sizing here is going to be like something in the region of 2/3 and all in. I don't think I want to block a straight, although I think I get a lot of folds. Maybe I do want to block straights. He probably has more flushes than I do. I'm not really sure. Maybe, because I'm in the big blind, I might have more. I don't really know how this stuff works. I want to bet, basically, definitely. Thought about all in, decided it's a bit punty at this stage of the tournament, so I go for I was trying to go 2/3, but end up with like half pot, and he very quickly folds, which is amazing news. So then I was up to 130, and I was like, okay, we're probably in. There was about 12, 11 left at this point. 130K at 2K, 4K. I open ace of hearts, jack of diamonds. The small blind who's just lost the small blind like semi-whopper, who's just lost a huge fucking hand to 3-bet calling off with jacks against some punty regs, ace jack suited. How you doing if you're watching? He's got like 20K left. He calls the 8K in the small blind, and the big blind calls as well, who's a reg. Or is it a whopper? Can't remember, it's a whopper. 8-6 deuce, 2 diamonds, and he donk shoves for 18K into 28K, big blind folds. I honestly have no idea. I thought maybe he could just have like 5-4 here, or like 9-7 suited or something. Maybe even something like ace-3 of diamonds or something. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I couldn't work it out. I decided to just flick it in. If of 2 overs, I'm probably getting about the right amount, and I probably got 2 overs a lot, and maybe the best hand, which I think tips us over. So I do call. He's got 6-5 of hearts, turn 7 of clubs, river, fucking Barry again. Barry in my ass. And we managed to win that one, and then I was up to like 150K, and then everyone started dropping like flies. Barely played a hand, went to FT bubble, went to FT, and then some geezer just fucking giga punted within 2 hands. I drew the button and I didn't pay any more. And so I got 159K, probably going to be at 2K, 4K on Sunday, which means I've got tomorrow off. I'm going to sleep forever, and then I'm going to come play cash probably. Why not? And then I'm back for day 2 on Sunday. Absolutely can't believe it. Like, what a fucking couple of weeks I've had. Back-to-back cashes, 11th last time. Maybe we can go better this time. I mean, some people have got a lot of chips, but who knows? Like, I'm playing pretty well. I'm just like using my intuition to try and figure stuff out. I don't know the theory, so I'm just sort of going with what my gut thinks, rather than trying to guess what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, it seems to be working out all right. We'll come back on Sunday and do it all over again. I can scarcely believe it, but I'm going to bed now because it's bloody late, and I'm just chuffed. So yeah. See you again on Sunday. We're going to play some cash tomorrow though, probably. And if I do play cash tomorrow, I'm going to record it. Might be in a separate vlog, might not be, might be in this one. Who knows? Stay tuned to find out. See you on Sunday. Good morning, guys. It is Sunday, the something of October. I want to say 13th. That doesn't sound right. Just woke up. We are on our way to play day 2 of the £560 UKPL main event here in Coventry. As you can see, it's like a little bit of a pleasant walk. My hotel's a little bit down the way, 20-minute walk, so it's quite nice to start the day because obviously we're locked up in the casino for the rest of the day. Hopefully, that would mean we've done quite well. It looks sunny. but it's fucking freezing, let me tell you. Anyway, we are going into the final 34 of the UKPL main event. I actually don't have the payouts. I checked before, but all I know is there's 34 left, and I am like 16th in chips or something. 16th, 17th in chips, so right bang in the middle. I think I've got like about average, and I think I'm gonna have about 40 bigs. Pretty comfortable area. It's more than I had last time, and I finished pretty much on peak, so that feels good. So yeah, we're gonna go in today. We are going to play our heart out, whatever that means. We're going straight onto feature for the first 3 levels of the day. So that'll be, I don't think the levels go up to an hour, yeah, it's 40-minute levels, I believe. So we'll be playing about 2 hours, or exactly 2 hours for the first break, and then we'll be on the side tables again if we're still in. So let's see what Jay thinks of my play today. Probably not much. But you never know, guys. Look, regardless of what happens, back-to-back cashes feels great. So whatever happens now is a bonus. I'm sure that's how I'll take it if I lose a flip. And I'll see you guys on the feature. Let's go. Right guys, we're going on feature, but things need to be spoken about first. So, started really well. We get a shove from the button who's like completely welled it off first hand, and he's down to his last. I want to say he's got about 40k. So this is at 20, so it's about 8 bigs, we're at 2,500, 5,000. He shoves the button, I'm in the big blind. I peel 1 ace, I nearly call without looking. I peeled the second ace, so I do call. Call.
Only named for 14.
You found a monster as well?
Just a small white hand.
Wow.
You don't want to hear that.
Picks up the boots in the big blind against the Queen 8 offie. For about, how many bigs? About 5 bigs, 6 bigs.
Good luck, everyone.
All of that.
Oh, we need a 10.
Yeah, it's okay. Good luck.
Yeah, man.
Fucking dodge call it there.
So we do hold that one, 8 on the river, no good. And we're up to like 200k. We get aces again, 200k at 2,500, 5,000. I open the low jack to 10,500 and just the big blind calls, who is called Chris, he's a good reg. Queen, Queen 5, I have spade diamond, and there's a spade and a diamond on Queen, Queen 5 rainbow. 29,500, he checks, I decide to go ahead and check this back. Probably one of my better check backs. 7 of diamonds turn, 29,500 in there, he checks this time, but obviously we need to bet. I go for half pot-ish, 13,500, and he calls. This interesting river, 7 of clubs. So double paired board, 56,000 in there, he checks. Now, it's interesting here because having 2 aces is like pretty bad, because if we're gonna get called here, it kind of needs to be by an ace high. When he check calls the turn, remember we went check on flop and he's just defended the big blind, he has a loss of 7x. All of his 5x either might check raise, which I'd hate, or they just snap fold. And then he draws, he has snap folds as well. So I was just thinking about this, is that if I want to reopen here, probably flat half pot at least, I don't actually know what I'm gonna get called by here. I literally can't think of a hand that calls me, it has to be like king high, and so I just decided to check back. I think it's nitty, but I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it's actually a pretty reasonable check back, all things considered. Terrible, terrible river. He nearly donks as well, which would have been nice. And then we get to the meat and potatoes of it all. We have 250k. We look down at kings in the low jack. We open to 17,500 at 4A. We get 3 bet to, I want to say 30k. We'll find it. I think it's maybe the small blind shoves. We cover him. He has 144,000. We have kings, so we are going with this. We go all in. There's a call behind, and we are off to a 3-way all in for the chip lead in the UKPL Coventry main event, for the actual chip lead, 750,000 chips in there, and we're off to a flop.
Wow, look at this. We got Easty with kings. We've got Nick Filoni with ace king, and we've got Jamie Morris with queen. So Easty out in front with the Cowboys and has both players covered. This could be a biggie. Wow, fading aces and queens.
He's only showed 2 ones.
Oh,
the ace
there's
from Tony Filoni.
Always an ace. We got backdoor diamonds as Easty, or the case king. But 8 on the turn, leaving us with 1 out. Queens can find 2 outs.
Oh, and does!
Wow! So,
the queen on the river.
So Easty doesn't only lose the main pot, he loses the side pot as well, Tower. He comes from first to last, losing to both the ace king and the queens. So main pot loss, side pot loss, that's going to leave Easty with 80k. That's a rough one.
So an ace on the flop, but that was for the side pot of about 80k. We still covered and would have still won chips against the queens, but the River Queen, unfortunately, means we come a solid third with kings, and down to 9 big blinds. We shoved a few hands, ace-8 off and ace-10 off with like 8 bigs, got them through, went through the blinds to us a little bit, so we have 9 bigs, and we're going on to feature 90k at 5-10. So yeah, it's fucking painful, but we have chips, so we can't really let it get to us right now. I'm sure it's going to hurt a bit more later on if we don't spin. But there's 20 players left. There's a ladder at 19. We've currently locked up 1,020, 1,100 for 19th. So I mean, look, we can't complain. It's a good deep run. We won a flip on day one, which we never do, so I'm happy to be here, but fuck me, it would be nice to just win one of those for once, especially after Reading, where we got done with the ace-queen against Jack-10 on the final table bubble. When will it end? Well, let's see. We still have a chance. It's not over yet, so let's go and give it our best shot on the feature. Good luck.
Just going to be a jam for Eastie for just south of 7, and when Anthony's invested 2, and we got 8-9 suited, and it's a 7 big blind jam, we're not going to be able to fold, getting the price that we will be getting, especially the fact that we've opened 2.6x as well. And this is going to be a chance for Eastie to get that double.
Yep, it's in. And Anthony says we're spinning. Ace King.
He's not going to like what he sees, Nick. You don't win these, he's probably selling the table.
I do not believe it. This is... Here we go. Nick Eastwood is all in with Ace King.
Oh my word.
How to flop somebody dead.
Are you kidding me? So Eastie dead to running Broadway, running chop, and just a flush on the turn. It gets better for Anthony. That's GG
Wow.
Eastie. Are you kidding me?
Wowzers.
He's not lying when he says this stuff happens to him, Tower.
It happens live, it happens online. Oh, the dejection.
Are you sure that flop? Imagine having ace king and being drawing to 1% on the flop against the 8-9.
Well guys, there's the feature table and I'm not on it anymore. It's lasted about 4 hands. Ace king off, under the gun and it opens. I shove for 71k, which is 7 bigs. He's forced to call because he's made it 2.6 for some reason. I don't know if he can fold though. If he makes it 2, I shove for 7. It's pretty close. He has 9-8 suited calls. And I literally, I don't know if you can hear it on the stream, but I literally was like, guys, I cannot tell you how fucked I am. There's not a fucking chance I'm ever going to win this hand. And he just flops me dead. Literally stone dead. I was 0% on the flop. He flopped a straight with a flush draw, turned a flush. So that's GG. There are some other things running today, but honestly, I really don't feel like it. This one was absolutely rough. This one was really rough. The 2 hands that I lost, I mean the ace king, like whatever, but the king's hand for chip lead is a really, really tough one to take. But I have to take it. And so I think the best thing to do is just take the rest of the day off. And I don't know, maybe I'll come back later and do some commentary for the final table. But right now I just think I need to go and just chill it off, you know? So yeah, another deep run, another cash, 1,030. I was tanking a little bit because I wanted a ladder, but I saw the other dealers shuffling, so I just banged it in. Because I knew I was getting called. Anyway, it's a good game for now. We'll be back later in the week to play the 888 main event. Don't know if we'll play anything else before then, but we might flick something in, see what's going on. All right, GG again, not this time, maybe next time. All the best.